when you are doing the apple cider vinegar rinse, right, you are literally just lifting off the top coating of the hair.
Okay.
What we're talking about is that our braiding hair has been tested to not include lead, mercury, and everything else a part of the compounds of the hair. Y'all not manufacturers. So, like, unless you making the hair, then it's like...
Because we really thought we were doing something.
Yeah,
like
y'all
we
just
in there.
lifting it up. And then the other part, too, is like, okay, yes, we lifted up the coating, but now you've compromised the quality of the hair, which is why you need to go to a manufacturer to make sure that their industrial-grade machines is not including those horrible chemicals when they're making the product, not necessarily just taking away from the top layer of it. Rinsing the hair, y'all, stop doing that. Please. Stop.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Kickback with Keri podcast. I'm your host, Keri Henderson, and today we are kicking back with the owner of Dosso Beauty. I'm super excited because I have been using her brand for over 2 years. I have her brand in my hair today, and this is someone I have been dying to talk to, especially considering all of the reports and everything we've been hearing about braiding hair and how toxic it is. So if you're a girly that loves to get her hair braided, if you're a girly that loves, Black-owned products, looking for something new, something healthy, something safe, you are going to enjoy this episode. I'm excited to welcome Kadidja Dosso. Welcome to the couch.
Oh my gosh. First of all, the couch gives.
Thank you.
It's a nice color.
Thank you very much.
It's very cozy, and I'm super happy to be here.
I'm so excited because I told you last time we talked, I was like, this is one interview I have been looking forward to for a very, very long time. So I'm so excited you're here. I am on brand today.
Yes.
Got the hair in, okay.
Clock
I'm
it.
on brand. Clock it, yes.
1B30.
Hey, you know.
You already know.
You already know. I like, because I used to just be a 1B, but I was like, we need to switch it up. We need to add a little razzle dazzle.
Literally, I always tell clients, I'm like, if you want a little razzle, go 1B30.
Yes.
You feeling freaky? You can go 1B30 27, right? Like that.
Oh, that is a lighter one, yeah.
Yeah, but it's beautiful though.
Yeah.
But this is a great entry rate into color.
And I love it because actually when I used to get my hair highlighted and stuff, it was more of like that bronze color. So I was like, this is a nice segue. And girl, I told you before we started, I got questions because there's so much happening in the braiding hair space.
Yeah.
And so I found you. I don't even remember how I found Dosso Beauty. It might have been because of your SEO on social media because you are the queen of that. And we've talked about that offline too. So I want to know, everybody wants to know, how did you start? Why did you start Dosso Beauty? And how did this all come about? Because there's been a huge explosion of the brand over the last couple of years. I recommend your brand to everybody I know that wants to get their hair braided. From my little niece, I tell her mom, to my line sister, everybody. So what inspired you to start Dosso Beauty?
Yeah, so I actually got the idea of starting Dosso Beauty. I didn't know what it was called when I was 10 years old.
Oh, wow.
So, like, during Black History Month, I was, like, learning about Madam C.J. Walker and, like, her being the first self-made millionaire. And, like, she started it from hair care.
Yep.
That coupled with, like, me being a 10-year-old stylist. So, I used to do hair in my house.
At
Like,
10?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, I started my 5th grade picture, literally.
Yes.
It's me with my braids that I did myself, and I was so proud. Girl, you can't see no parts, but
but you did it though.
I
so
did it, and my mom was proud of me.
Yeah,
and she let me go to school like that, and I was cheesing so hard. I'm gonna show you the picture.
Please.
But I saw so many people in my neighborhood, including my family, who their hair was falling out. They were having so many hair and scalp issues. And I started to read the ingredients that was on the products, and I couldn't pronounce them.
Yep.
So I started asking the beauty supply store owner, was like, what's in this? What's in that? And they're like, we don't know. Put it back. And I'm like, you know what? Maybe if I try to work for them, then I can get the inside scoop. They like refused to allow me to work in the local beauty supply stores. And I'm like, nah, like I think it's time to start my own thing. And so from 10 years old, I was saying I want to own an organic beauty empire. Didn't know that it was going to lead me to hair care. Didn't know it was going to lead me to braiding hair nonetheless. But I've always had an affinity for braids. I'm also West African. That's why the name of the brand is Dosso Beauty. Gotcha. My dad is from Ivory Coast. And so like understanding that I grew up going to the African braid shop and like braiding myself and helping my stepmom to braid down, I'm like, yo, there's something just like therapeutic and like ritual and historic about braids. And yeah, so that led me to having an allergic reaction, which I was like, whoa, like what's going on? Once I had the allergic reaction, I did a poll on Instagram. 200 people, 24 hours said that they also had allergic reactions to braids, and they stopped wearing braids for years. Wow. And so I was like, the light bulb clicked. Well, what if I could find a solution? I'm going to dial back a little bit. Most people don't know this. And I'm also a history nut. So if I like go off,
girl, give
history
us all the info.
I'm going to give y'all some black history. So
Please.
again, Dosso is a Ivorian last name. It's synonymous for the name Fofana. Fofana means hunter. So me as a little girl hunting and seeking information about organic beauty, I found myself like needing to hunt and find solutions. So that's really the reason why I created Dosso Beauty, is because I believe that we should have access to the organic version of the things we use every day.
Absolutely.
So when I saw that 200 people in 24 hours also had this issue, I said, I have to go hunt for the best braiding hair in the market that's non-toxic, that's hyperallergenic, and hence we are.
Here we are. And you know what's interesting you say that, because I've been getting braids since I was like 7. And so I don't think when we were younger, I feel like we probably knew something was in the braiding hair, but we didn't have language for it.
Yeah.
And it was just like, well, this is the only option, so we're just going to wear this, because it was always, if you didn't have a full-blown allergic reaction, it was like, oh, the first 2 days.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, the first 2 days my hair itch. And in our mind, I think we told ourselves like, oh, it's because the braids are a little tight, or it has to get, we got to get accustomed to wearing, not even knotless box braids and stuff like that. And when I think about it now that I'm older, I'm like, that was probably my scalp reacting to the chemicals in the product. Yeah. And funny enough, when I was living in California, I don't even remember what brand I found, but didn't have a reaction. I was like, cool, good brand. I was going to try to find it when I moved back here, but I ended up buying some other popular brand. And literally a day or two before I was going to Cabo for my birthday, my head is on, like, I'm literally like every day, like scratching, itching. And so then I, go online and and we're going to talk about all the myths about cleaning hair and all that type of stuff. But I'm over here trying to use this type of shampoo to clean the scalp and all this stuff. And I was like, if I go to Mexico and my hair still itches, I'm taking these braids on vacation. Yeah. It was that bad. And since then I was like, okay, I got to find something different, because there's something happening here that is not healthy. Yeah. What were some of the challenges when you first started? Because I can only imagine, if you're going to space, we're used to these brands that have dominated the market, full of chemicals, all this stuff. And you're saying, I'm coming in with organic, I want to have an organic braiding hair. What were some of the challenges you faced in the initial launch of the business, starting?
Yeah, I mean, even today, probably 9 times out of 10 people will tell me I don't have an allergic reaction, so it doesn't matter to me. Right? It's kind of out of sight, out of mind. Yep. And the thing is, it's not about you having an allergic reaction at that moment, right? Right. Like you just mentioned, you used one brand that you felt like was okay, but then you switched to another brand and it was it's not even necessarily about just using a specific brand. It's about being preventative. And so now that we have more education about the fact that all of these chemicals can cause cancer, can cause fibroids or flare-ups from fibroids, can cause dermatitis, all these other issues. It's you shouldn't want to use the bad stuff. It's not like I'm susceptible and I'm okay. That's like us still putting Vaseline on our face, right? We're not going to put petroleum jelly on our face anymore, because we know that it clogs our pores. We know that it attracts dirt. We know that it's not healthy for our skin. Right. And so it's, people saying oh, I don't have an allergic reaction, so it's not relevant to me. No, you need to be preventative and make sure that you are not waiting until you have an allergic reaction. You're making lifestyle changes now. Yeah. The other part is, at first, people were like, oh, this is a little expensive. And I'm like, well, you haven't seen the other non-toxic brands, because they're selling one for $45 and I'm selling 3 for $30.
Wait, they were selling...
There are brands out there that says one bundle for $45.
Really? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And so...
Because I appreciate the 3-pack that I get from you, right?
Exactly, right? And then, the other part of it is, not just the price, but it's the quality of the product. A little goes a long way. So our braiding hair strands are thicker than expressions in those other brands, so you can use less hair and get more.
It's interesting you say that, because when I do get my hair done, the lady who does my hair, I would notice that I would buy 2 of the 3-packs, because I'm used to going to the braiding salon and they use a lot. But when I go to her, she would use 1.5 for a full head of knotless medium braids.
And now you have enough for a touch up. That's why we always say just get 2-3 bundles, whatever style you want to get, and then you can piecemeal it and you're good. Your density of your hair also matters and plays a factor into it too. Each braider is different, so sometimes they set up more hair, they want it fuller. It's different, but you should be good with 2-3 bundles. So spending the extra $60 so that you don't have cancer, so that
Yes.
like you don't have an allergic reaction, so that like you can make sure that you are good and safe is so much more worth it. And y'all spend $60 on BS anyway.
Facts.
Like drinks and Netflix and like
True.
all these other things that it's like
True.
and tolls and get like, you know,
Yeah.
but the other part too, I think that sometimes people gripe with the price that they're paying for the hair outside of their service price.
Yeah.
But if we want to think about it, people get braids as a protective style so they can last for a few weeks.
Yep.
Imagine back in the day when we was going to get a blowout every 2 weeks.
It's the same thing, or if not more, in terms of price.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
But you're getting more bang for your buck. The difference is that you also have to make sure that like I'm keeping this thing in my head. I'm sleeping with it. It's not a unit that I'm taking off and putting on the wigs. I'm sleeping in it. I'm washing in it. I'm breathing in it. I'm working out in it. My pores is open. Like there's so many. Like you're vulnerable to so
many
much.
things. Yep. And we definitely don't think about that
At all.
At all.
At all.
So one of the things, because we'll jump right into myths, because I did see some of your other interviews, and one of the myths you talked about, I think when you were on Angela Yee, was when people wash the braiding hair.
Yeah.
And we always thought like, okay, apple cider vinegar.
Right.
Drop that joint in there.
Right.
Let it. And when you were talking about it, I was like, ooh, that doesn't really.
Yeah.
It doesn't, because you would see the product rise, right? But then when you were talking about it, I want you to share this with people. When you were talking about it, I was like, oh, she has a point. It's not really doing what we think it's doing.
Correct.
So break that down. Like we think using those type, apple cider vinegar, whatever, is washing the hair of the chemicals. But what is really happening?
So when you are doing the apple cider vinegar rinse, right, you are literally just lifting off the top coating of the hair.
Okay.
What we're talking about is that our braiding hair has been tested to not include lead, mercury, and everything else a part of the compounds of the hair. Y'all not manufacturers. So like unless you making the hair, then it's like,
because we really thought we were doing something.
Yeah,
like
y'all
we
just
in there
lifting it up. And then the other part too is like, okay, yes, we lifted up the coating, but now you've compromised the quality of the hair, which is why you need to go to a manufacturer to make sure that their industrial grade machines is not including those horrible chemicals when they're making the product, not necessarily just taking away from the top layer of it.
Yeah.
You know, you're still compromising yourself. Like, so, and then you compromise the quality of your hair, right? It's dry now. Now you got to dry it now. It's hard. It's not a good experience for the braider either, right? Because now they're still trying to get through to braid down the hair, and it's not easy for them, so they have to add more product to it, which that's another whole nother segment of like, yo, what braiding gel are you using? Are y'all still using like Shine and Jam? Are you still using other braiding gels that have alcohols, parabens, and other things that are in them? Because you could be very much allergic to, because everybody got an almond. I don't know why. Where all the nut allergies came out of nowhere.
Well, I mean, I have an allergy. But
do you?
Yeah.
So make sure that your braider is like reading the actual gel.
Because a lot of people use a sweet almond oil. And I'm like, when did we start putting sweet almond oil?
It's been in everything for a very
like,
long time.
I'm like, I really want people to realize that people have nut allergies, guys.
Yes, they do. So that's why, like, even at our salon, the first thing we do when we sit down, do you have any allergies? And they be like, oh, not that I know of. Or like, we have a nut allergy. All right, cool. Let's make sure we use the gel that doesn't have the nut in it. So like, it's so many compounds to it, but like as far as rinsing the hair, y'all stop doing that, please. Stop. Like, just
y'all
stop.
heard it here today. Rinsing don't work.
It don't.
It don't work.
It's like a temporary fix. It's like,
oh,
my stomach hurts. Let me go get a ginger ale. Like, no, you actually probably need to go get a blood test so you can figure out what type of food you should be eating for your blood type.
Right.
Not just getting a ginger ale to coat your stomach.
Because when you said that, I was like, dang, we really thought we were doing something out here washing this, cleaning his hair. Because even when you go to braiding salons, they would do that.
Yeah.
Like they would do the rinse before they would install the hair.
And they'd be like, oh, I'm charging you $20 for the rinse. And it's like.
Because I went someplace I used to do that, I mean, they switched over now because I think they posted. I'm not gonna call them out, but I think they posted using Dosso Beauty, and I was like, "Oh, great!" Because I told them about your hair when I would go to them to get my hair done. Yeah. But they were ones that they offer the service. I don't know if they charge for it, but they definitely offer the service to wash the hair before because they sold the hair in store. And so now when you say that, I'm just like, well, I know
the salon you're talking about. They got a couple locations. They are doubled down. They've doubled down. So shout out to them. Yes. They have thousands of packs of Dosso Beauty braiding hair.
I said.
She wants to switch over completely to just using Dosso Beauty braiding hair.
Good. I was like, y'all are welcome.
Yes. No, for real. Thank you, Keri, for putting on.
Because when I went there, I was like, oh, this is, because I was talking to the owner, and I was like, yeah, I switched over, hyperallergenic. So I was just telling her about it, and she was intrigued because that's not something a lot of people are aware. Part of it is education.
Yeah.
Right? We have to educate people. Like, yes, we've been using one brand or types of brands for so long, but I don't think a lot of people are really aware of what's available.
Yeah.
That is healthier for both the braider and the person getting the, the hair. So that's why I'm like, anybody I know, even one of my friends, her niece gets her hair done. And I was like, girl, did you switch over here? She's like, oh, no. I was like, here's a link.
Yes, please. We have 16 inches for the babies.
For the babies. And she wanted some color. I said, they got color in there too. Pick out the color she wants. She got options.
Yes.
She got options.
You said something that I would think was super dope and considerate. And I love that. You're super considerate of like the braider and their health. Many people don't ask and don't talk about it. One of the things that makes me, the founder of Dosso Beauty, different from the other non-toxic braiding hair brands is that I've been doing hair since I was a kid. So my initial thought it was yes about us consumers because the consumers matter. Yes. But I was really having it with like braiders in mind at first because I know that they're using this braiding hair all day long. Yeah. 6 days out of the week, sometimes 7 days out of the week, they're touching it. Yes, they're installing it into clients' hair, but they're actually sitting and taking all of this stuff in. We just did a shoot that was called our For the Culture shoot. And we had an elder there and she was amazing. Shout out to Miss Pat. Like she had us all in there bawling, yo. Like bawling. And like at her interview sector, she talked about like one of her hairstylists dying because she was diagnosed with like pulmonary fibrosis, right? Really? And that's because of the lye, the relaxers, and all of the other chemicals. All the chemicals that she was consuming for 30 years. Wow. And she died so young because she was consuming it daily, touching it, like being a part of it. So I think it's super important for the braiders to also understand that, hey, like you are susceptible even more, 10 times more to all of these ailments and conditions because you're using it all the time. All the time.
Wow. That's not even, I think I picked that up on that when you were on the other episode that I saw, because I was like, it never crossed my mind because we always talk about like how is the braiding hair impacting the person that's wearing the hair. Yeah. But when you mentioned that, I was like, oh, that's a really good point because I don't think we think about, the consumption of what hairstylists, when we were getting relaxers, every couple weeks, all that stuff that they're consuming. Yeah. And so I know recently you talked about your clinical trials. Yes. I saw it on social media. So talk to us about why it was so important to have the clinical trials, right? Because you're non-toxic, hyperallergenic. But why was it important for you to have those clinical trials to back up, those claims? Right? Yeah.
I mean, to start off with, when I started to think about how impactful we were in the community, like, we've sold well over 100,000 packs of our braiding hair.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So, like, when I think about that, I'm like, yo, this is a global, like, we sell all around the world. I can't just put out a product and say it is something that it's not. Right. So, making sure that we did do the clinical trials to, like, keep up with the consistency of our product, to make sure that we can give our people peace of mind. Because that's most of what we do, right? In customer service, like, people just want to have peace of mind that they're going to get their hair, that they're going to get it on time, right? That the product that they buy is what we say that it is.
Because, they got trips coming up. They got to be on time.
Mama, it is a whole, like, series. It's a science to it, right?
Exactly.
Black women has a science to how they look good, right? There is a schedule. It is on the calendar, like all the things. So I wanted to make sure that we were who we said we were. Yeah. Princeton actually reached out to us to do the hyperallergenic test. And that was super duper cool because I was like, whoa, like you guys can see us. I mean, they've tested like Clean Skin Club, Loom, like some of the biggest brands that have our science backed, right? Like I'm a very factual and numbers driven person. Yeah. So I can't have the numbers without the actual facts and data to back it up. So that was why it was important. And then just peace of mind, like, for me too. Like, hey y'all, like, I am who I'm saying that I am. None of the other brands have done any clinical trials on their hair.
But but some of them do claim,
I would like to see the receipts. You're gonna know this about,
I know.
You already know.
Listen, I'm a receipts girl too, so I understand.
And where's the receipts? And people was asking me for the receipts.
So
I was like, all right, no, we're gonna roll this out on Earth Day because beauty made with Earth in mind, right? And now you guys have a whole landing page on the Dosso Beauty website where you can see the clinical trials. But I actually uploaded them there in a PDF, so you can see that it was tested for lead, tested for mercury, tested for VOCs, PBBs, all those toxic carcinogens. It was tested, and we made sure that it was clear of that.
Awesome.
Yes.
Absolutely. Listen, we're here for receipts, especially if you're going to, because we know organic things are always going to cost more. We were actually having this conversation on another episode. Mm-hmm. And so if you're going to spend the money, people are going to want that peace of mind to know that I'm actually getting what the brand says I'm getting. So what do you think? I know one of the challenges is probably getting salons and braiders to switch over. Like, what are some of the things you're doing, or have the conversations you're having to try to educate, right? So there was, of course, your clients can say, oh, I use this hair, and get their salon to switch over like I did. But what are some other ways you've been trying to educate salon owners and braiding shops to carry your brand and be more conscious about the braiding hair that they have and that they're using?
Yeah, it's a couple ways. So the first one was to make our hair accessible, right? I think a lot of people think you have to buy 100 packs or a case in order for you to get a discount, right? No, you literally can buy 12 and you'll get a 30% discount.
Nice.
Literally. And so we have a tiered program for wholesale. The other part is we do tell our customers to tell their braiders, like, hey, yo, like, y'all need to make this switch, right? Yep. Because as a product-based brand, they just see us as sales, right? Versus like actually saying, yo, this is going to be effectual. It's going to help to impact your business. You'll have better rate of return, returning customers, and you're giving me an easier way in order to get it. The other part is I'm actually hosting a monthly call with another really dope organization that's UK based that just reached out to us. It's called The Main Hookup. And we're partnering with them to do a monthly free call for braiders. So I'm spitting gems every month, the first Monday of each month. Doing it this upcoming Monday, our very first one, where we talk about like ways and education on how to upsell the products or how to include it in your pricing.
Are these braiders all over the world?
All over the world.
Oh, that's dope.
All over the world.
That's dope.
It's like incredible, and it's open to everybody. Yeah. So I'm excited because that's a way for people to network. The main thing that I would say, like, that all of this around it is education. Yeah. If you don't know how much the product costs or how to really charge for your worth, and charge for your services versus your cost of goods sold to complete the services, business service charges is very different than your actual service charge of how long it takes you to do the hair or what you want that price to be, right? So I think it's really about educating everybody. We have something at DossoBeauty.com called the Braid Corner. It's like a community. So we have information on there. Again, y'all are welcome to join our like first Monday calls, and then we also send out emails with information and education too.
That's dope.
Thank you.
Listen, let's get Dosso Beauty all over.
Yeah.
All over the world.
Literally.
I love that. Literally. So one of the things we talked about when we talked previously, because I'm like, she a SEO marketing guru over here, so I'm going to know. What has worked, and I know you told me that the organic has been very, very helpful, right, in expanding the brand, getting it out there. What are a few strategies, that you could share with other product-based businesses that are thinking, like, how can I get my business out there more or in an organic way? Because I know everyone doesn't have the resources, especially if they're starting out for ads. And, there's multiple ways, of course, of marketing. But what are some like the organic strategy you found that has worked for Dosso Beauty up to this point? Yeah,
I think, my first way was by doing more surveys, not just asking for a review, but surveying our actual customers and our paying clients to see like, okay, what terms are you guys saying? Like, how do you refer to Dosso Beauty when you speak to them? Also doing social listening. So like I stopped saying, we used to say like, oh, Dosso Beauty is an organic beauty supplier, until I was hearing everybody say, oh yeah, you have the organic braiding hair. I'm randomly outside at brunch in DC, and people were like, I think you are the organic braiding hair. And I was like, we're a braiding hair company now, right? Like, because I do sell other products, but Dosso Beauty is a hyperallergenic, non-toxic braiding hair brand, right? And so the other part that is free, $99, y'all, business owners, free $99, Google Analytics. There literally is a tab on Google Analytics where you can see your search terms or how people search for your brand and click and find you on Google, right? Like and I just looked at it yesterday with my web developer. Shout out to Todd Tech. Shout out to Tyrese McLawn, my girl. She also went to Howard University. I went to Hampton, but that's my girl. But no, literally you can go on there and see the top 100 search terms. Our top 5 now is non-toxic braiding hair, clinically tested non-toxic braiding hair, itch-free braiding hair, chemical-free braiding hair. That was not what it was in January.
You think it's because of that consumer report?
Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely. So as the media changes, as things come and evolve, you have to change it as well too. A lot of people want to create cute names for their products and cute names for their colors, and that's not SEO optimized.
Because if that's not what they're looking for, they're not gonna find
Nobody gonna know to say cloudy dreams, braiding hair,
right?
color gray. That's like, it's nice, it's cute. But it's not searchable, right? Yep. And so making sure that you're making it plain and finding other creative ways to be creative about your names and your packaging and all of that stuff. But like innately, I think that people need to start thinking like a third grader, right? Or maybe even younger than that. Like to understand that like you can't make things too complex when you're using naming conventions, being intentional about the actual product descriptions that you're having, using those key search terms that you can find on Google Analytics.
Right.
You literally, like, as soon as you make a business, create a Google My Business profile.
I need to create one for the podcast.
Yes.
I'm taking notes over here. Like,
please. Create your Google My Business profile. Then you get and sign up. Make sure if you have a Gmail, you now have access to Google Analytics.
Yeah.
Right? If you have a domain, Squarespace owns the Gmail domain. So you get all your analytics there. Right? Like there are so many free ways to understand how to just boost your business and make yourself more searchable.
So what I'm hearing is I'm going to have a call with her later, which I told Kadidja this. I was like, yeah, girl. We gonna talk. Because she was even telling me, like, when we do this, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do the blog, we're gonna do... I said, oh, yeah, we need to have a conversation about what I need to be doing differently from 2025.
Yes.
Got it.
Yes.
So I know you opened the store in Philly.
Yes.
Did you just celebrate 1 year?
No, not yet. July 6th.
July. Okay, I know it was this. I was like, I know a year is coming up.
Yeah, it's coming by fast.
I know.
Oh my God, it's been a year. That's crazy.
I know. What it made you think? What inspired you to open a store? Like you have the braiding hair, it's doing well. So what came to mind and say, you know what, we need a physical location?
All right. So I'm not gonna lie, I have been so deathly scared of having a store for a year. Here's the thing, right? Again, SEO nerd, analytics nerd. Yes. So like as the years have gone by, I'm like, oh my God, 100,000 people, 50,000 people, like. All of the like looking at the numbers, I was scared to see in real time, in real life, how impactful I was. Maybe it was a little bit of imposter syndrome at first. Maybe it was me being like fake introverted. Like I'm extrovert. Like I can be outside. Like I can connect. I'm a girl's girl. I can kick it with the fellas. But like also I like being like intentional and one-on-one and direct and like in close proximity because I like sharing my space with intentionally, Yeah. So like seeing so many people that like know you and know your brand in real time was very intimidating to me.
Well, I think it's probably too because I don't want to use the word hide, but you can be behind the wall, right? With the website, right? You're behind the wall, you're behind social media. It's all about the brand. Yeah. You don't have to show your face if you don't want to. Yeah. Yes, you can be in the marketing, but
literally my face is on the package and I'm like, why did you do that, guys?
But that's what I'm saying, right?
But it says it, so I'm like, okay, guys, like whatever.
But it could be you, it could be somebody else if you're selling e-commerce. Yeah. But it's different when you're
in real life.
Yeah.
So that keep that in mind. Yeah. And then outside of that, I was tired of doing pop-up shops. It's really hard when you're doing a pop-up shop and you're trying to sell braiding hair and they're like I said earlier, oh, well, I don't have an allergic reaction, so I think I'm cool. Like if I'm going to invest $500 to be sitting here for 8 hours to make maybe $1,500, absolutely not. Yeah. I'm a ROI girl. If I'm not 3X or 10X in,
it's not worth it.
It's not worth it, right? Like it's not worth my time. It's not worth the travel. It's not worth it, right? For exposure. No, we need real numbers and real money.
They love the exposure, child.
This braiding hair costs a lot.
They will exposure you as much as they can. Right.
I'm cool off that. So I came up with this concept in 2022 of now saying I'm not doing no more actual like pop-up shops where I'm just selling products. I'm going to do a braid bar. Our very first braid bar activation. And let me explain that. Yeah. A braid bar is basically if there is an event, a festival, a convention happening, I hire local braiders to come braid hair in real time using Dosso Beauty products. So people will walk up. It's kind of like a mobile salon. Yeah. And so we did our very first one at Something in the Water. And when I tell you, the girl, I have 5 braiders. Yeah. We braided 60 people hair in one day. Can you imagine?
No. But did you have to limit the type of styles people could get?
Absolutely, baby.
Okay,
we don't play that. 30-minute styles.
Because somebody gonna come in there and try to get some knotless braids.
Somebody definitely came in there and was like, "Can I get 8-stitch braids?" No, you cannot.
People were gonna try it.
They really tried it, but I was like, "No, I'm sorry." Like 30 minutes in and out, right? So like time value of money, like that's the whole business concept term that like people have to understand. And I'm like, no. So we're gonna do 30-minute styles or less. I'm gonna get the best braiders that are quick, efficient, but still very clean and chic, and that are part of the braid corner.
Yep.
And so we bust out 60 heads in one day.
That's wild. So you had that proves something to you.
Yeah. I said, ding, 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 ding. Yep. Damn, maybe I do need a salon now. Maybe I do need a physical store. So then, all right, we moved forward towards the end of the year. I kept doing the braid bars. They were super successful. Did some for fashion shows, and they were super successful. I'm like, maybe this is the tick of getting because the thing is people don't know. It's like, until you tried Dosso Beauty hair, like, you were like, oh, okay, maybe. Like, maybe it's the hair, maybe it's not, maybe it's the braider. I don't know who it is. Yeah. But once you get it, you're addicted.
Then you're just like, oh, yeah, it was definitely the hair.
Right.
Because it's one of those, like, you're waiting for there to be some type
of...
Right.
And
like,
then it doesn't come.
It's like, she claimed it's non-toxic, hyperallergenic. Let me put this in my hair, but let's see what actually happens.
Right. Like...
In 24 hours, you're like,
oh, wait. It's cool.
And it's light.
And it's soft. Like, so I was like...
onto something.
Exactly. So I was like, you know what? Let me just get this hair into the heads. Yeah. And it just clicked initially. And so... I said, I went to Africa. I did Dusty December. I said, I'm in like the last bath. If you know Ghana and you go to the last bath, that's like the last bath that the enslaved Africans got before they actually went to be sold off and going onto the ships to come to the Americas. I'm like in the last bath. I'm like praying and like it's just so surreal. And I'm like, God, I need to shift in my business. And then I get out and I'm like, nah, I think I need to open up a store. That's crazy. Yeah. But like I'm saying that to say that it really wasn't me because I would have been like, no, I'm cool.
I was gonna say that was divine. That was divine.
That was divine. That was literally God. Like, yo, you need to open up a space. Like, people need to feel the energy. When we would do our braid bars, people would be like, they would be staying around. They had gotten their hair done. They were just kicking it with us. Like, oh my God, this experience is amazing. I'm like, the Dosso Beauty experience? Aha! Let's do it. So that's why we opened up last July our first luxury retail store and luxury hair braiding salon in Philly, using Dosso Beauty products. And yeah, it's been doing really well. It's doing really well.
I was excited when I saw that last year. I was like, I don't know her, but I'm really excited that she's opening
I appreciate it.
A braiding salon. What were the challenges of opening that store? Having the Dosso Beauty experience in a physical location, right? Like, yes, this is what we're doing. We're moving forward. Everyone's has a great experience when we have the braid bars. But what were some of the challenges of opening that space?
But some of them are still like ebbs and flows of people and traffic coming in, right? Like, our salon is booked out all the time. But like, and now that the consumer reports came out, we get more foot traffic into the retail store. But like, people are still trying to transition their mind to believe that we are a physical store now.
Oh, because they're used to just
online, right? Yeah. Or like, I had a warehouse where they could do pickup, and we used to be on DoorDash, but DoorDash was like trash for like, from a like SEO, from a supply chain, it was just horrible. Yeah. So I was like, I'm good off that. So like, transitioning people's mind to understand that they can come in and ask questions in real time, like that's a challenge as well too. And then like, it costs a lot of money to have a physical space. Yeah. It's like 3 times the amount of like me having just my warehouse. And I'm like, oof, it's a lot.
So do you still have the warehouse too and the space?
Well, now I have a 3-in-1. I have a warehouse, a salon, and a retail store in the same location.
That makes sense. Yes, that makes sense.
And it was a custom build out. I like convinced the owner to like, hey, you guys pay for this custom build out. And like, I promise you that I'm going to be like the best like client. And I'm going to bring in people, and we have an open space next door. Give me a year and a half, and like, we'll open up a Dosso cafe or a coffee shop, maybe.
And they were like, cool.
Yeah, they was already cool. But like, that's because the owner is like a crazy entrepreneur. Like,
so they get the vision.
Yeah. He was
you
like,
you gotta have the right people. They get the vision.
He got it.
They get the vision.
And I'm grateful for them and the team for doing the build out and like just letting me be me. Very random, but also relevant fact. My grandfather did bricklaying and masonry work. So I started working with him when I was 4 years old. which is why my work ethic is
I was
the way
say all
that
of
it
this
is.
makes sense now. Knowing
It
you
does.
having the background that you had, it all makes sense.
He had me laying towels and collecting rent when I was like 5. He like, listen, they ain't been answering my call, but go knock on the door and they know who
And
you are.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, hi, I'm here for the rent for 5900 Pine Street. You're supposed to give me X, Y, and Z. He can be like, count the money. They're supposed to give you X, Y, and Z at a very young, mixing concrete.
Yeah, this all makes sense.
Yeah.
So this is what you were supposed to be doing.
Yeah. So the build off of the store, I was like getting into my like creative bag of like, nah, like, you know what? I don't want a solid wall here. I want a glass wall. I want people in the salon to be able to be nosy and see into the retail store. I'm gonna put up on the wall a tension banner that has all our hero products. So that way, while you're sitting there for hours, you can learn more about our products on the wall.
Come on, intention.
A little bit.
No, a lot of it.
Yeah.
Come on, a lot of it. Because I could tell when we chatted the first time, I said, oh, she's very intentional about everything. Yeah. Because on the outside, people will just see a braiding hair company, right? But when you talk to you, learning about your experience and getting into the nitty gritty of things, you know, everything you do is very intentional. Right? From the data, SEO, manufacturing, like getting clinical trials versus just putting something out there, like everything is intentional. Mm-hmm. So you were in this position. How long has Dosso Beauty been?
7 years.
7 years?
Yeah.
Where do you see Dosso Beauty going like the next 3 years? When we hit 10 years, what's that going to look like? What do you want that to look like for you and the brand?
Yeah. For next 10 years or next 3 years, when we turn 10, this is an exclusive, Keri.
Hey, that's what I do here. I get exclusives. Wow. It's the couch.
I know. I'm like, it's sucking me in.
It's the couch. It makes people want to give information. Makes people want to give exclusives.
I know. I definitely see the Dosso Beauty experience being a franchise. We have 7 major geolocations in the States that I think could do a very dope Dosso Beauty retail and salon. And exclusive. I mean, like, I have other friends that have braiding salons that are super dope. And, like, they have 15, 20 braiders. That's just too much. Like, I want to be intimate. I want to make sure that, like, you are having a great experience. But also that, like, y'all have access to the products, too. Yeah. So, in 3 years, I do see, you know, a couple more locations of the Dosso Beauty experience. Yes. I see mass distribution by way of not a large retailer. Yeah. But more so amassing all of our Black-owned beauty supply stores. I'm super intentional about that. Like, we're in about, like, 40 to 50 retailers around the country and globally as well, too. Like, we have salons that, like, sell our products and, like, retail stores that sell our products in Berlin, Germany, the UK.
I could have got someone I was.
You probably could have. You probably could have. But, like, I see me empowering more small businesses independently to think smarter and not harder. And, like, also teaching people how to sell products or at least better how to sell our product. Yeah. Right? And I do see, you know, just a bigger staff and more happiness and more products. Not more products. I'm not going to try to scare y'all. We will not have 57,000 more additional products. I promise you. In 3 years, no. I'm cutting back on colors and, like, things. I'm getting smarter about that. But, like, more as in, like, a mass amount of, like, what we really sell really well.
Yeah. Speaking of products, let's talk about what products you do. Because I know it's not just braiding hair.
Yes.
Right? That's the most popular.
Yes.
But what are the products that people can get when they go to the Dosso Beauty website?
Yes.
Or if they're in this space in Philly?
Yes. So you can actually buy other organic hair care products like our edge control. Clock the edges. Hey. Clock it.
Hey.
Edges. Organic edge control. Our braid control, which is braiding gel. Our rice water braid spray is one of our top.
I'm gonna have to try that.
Selling. It's amazing. I will send you some.
Please do.
I will. It's amazing. It's great for hydration. It helps to prevent breakage. A lot of times we think, oh, add an oil. Oil just traps whatever is on your scalp and on your hair, right? Like you need actual moisture. Yeah. And also I need for people to understand that just putting oil on your scalp is not going to prevent your breakage of the actual hair. So the rice water is great for not just spraying your scalp, but actually spraying your hair where your hair is braided.
Right. Because I do have a braiding here, but it's one of those you get, it's probably one of those brands we've been using since I was a kid. Those same ones.
Yeah.
It's a few in the rotation that you're like, okay, this is one of them legacy brands for braiding, for spray that you just use. But yeah, I'm going to switch over.
Yeah. Because you need to make sure that your hair is not breaking. It's a protective style for a reason.
I'm going to switch over.
Your hair is like a plant. It needs water. It needs all those things. Yeah. So we have that. We do have eco-friendly beauty tools too. Okay. So we have satin braid bonnets that has like the long braid bonnet and then like the ties. We sell do-rags. We call it the dual do-rag. Hey. So it's like velvet on the outside, satin on the inside.
Okay, little razzle dazzle. Yeah, I'm here for it.
Yeah. If you got like cornrows, it's a great way to keep them laid down tight and like together. Nice. And then we also have eco-friendly carbon fiber combs. We have edge brushes.
Oh, I need an edge brush too. So yeah,
I got you.
I'm gonna send you a list.
This is there's another product that like I can't stop selling, and low key I want to, but my people will not let me.
What product is that?
I created a whip shea butter. That was actually one of the first products I ever dropped, and the reason I created it was for my mom. My mom has diabetes and neuropathy in her feet, and so I was trying to like doing research on different essential oils, and like peppermint oil helps to alleviate neuropathy in your feet. It also helps to bring back so many other things. And so I created a whip shea butter that people are now obsessed with.
You're like, I want to stop, but I can't because people keep.
I know. Yes. Because I'm like, y'all, like product line. And then they're like, no, but like you really can't stop selling the shea butter. And I'm like, I really want to, but I can't. So I won't, guys. Promise.
You're like, for now.
No, right. But I've been to like 3-4 other manufacturers that could not make it the way I make it. Like to mass make it.
Yeah.
It's not the same.
Gotcha.
I know. It's okay. So it's small batch made.
Yeah.
It's made with love.
Yeah.
By me still. So yeah, those are all the products you can kind of get. We do have crochet hair too. Some people don't know that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, we have Marley hair. We have water wave hair. The hair, the like set and the silky part. This is our body wave boho hair. Okay. We also sell crochet locks. River locks, those are some of my favorites. They're like the like locks. They're about like 18 inches. Have curls on the ends. It curls throughout. Super sexy. We have soft locks as well too. So yeah.
I didn't know y'all had no. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go look. I'm gonna send you a list.
Please let me know what you need.
I'm like, girl, so can I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Please and thank you.
Yes.
Got you. What would be some of your dream brand collaborations or clients to work with? Because I don't know if have you done collaborations?
I have with a few brands. Yeah, like, a few brands.
What would be a dream collaboration that you haven't done?
One that I think is super dope that I would love to do. Okay, let's go like celebrity founder brand. Like I would love to work with Issa. She's like the protective style queen.
Yep.
And like do like a collab with Sienna Naturals. I think that would be super dope.
That would be dope.
To make it Sienna Naturals, Dosso Beauty, like that would just be a cute collaboration.
We're going to claim that. Put that on the universe.
Claiming that. Issa Rae. This is for you, girl. I met you when I was a junior in college on the first set of Insecure. Mama.
Really?
Yes. Met Jay Ellis because my like mentor is Jay Ellis's financial advisor.
Wow.
Yeah.
Come on.
So,
that means
I told you about it then.
I'm about to say that means you're in the universe. We're in the same. You're all in the same universe. In the vicinity. Y'all close.
Miss Issa.
You just need the right moment and opportunity.
Let's work, mama.
Yes.
What else? Who else? I think another dream collaboration. Beyonce. That's not just like, oh, it's Beyonce. No, like I think like what Sacred is doing.
I'm gonna say what Sacred,
is really, really, really amazing. I think, I'm not super fond of celebrity brands because I am a small founder and like I know how hard it is for us with limited resources, limited money, limited like acumen. I guess like people don't really know who we are, right? They know more about the product than they do us. But we have to do a lot of work in order to do it. But like, I think the concept of what Sacred is doing is amazing. Like by educating people. And so I see some brand alignment there with them, like providing education on each of the every different products and like, having like their creative director also being a licensed 25-year plus cosmetologist.
They got this one right. Because she's done a few products, and I've talked about this with another creator on one of the first episode, we were talking about like she does marketing magic, so she'll break down like people's, you know, marketing for their products and stuff. And we're like, Sacred is one, I like it. I'm like, Sacred is one they got right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like really right.
Really, really right.
And they're doing it very well.
Yes. And I'm like, oh, now they're at Ulta. That's down the street. Yes. Thank you. Because I need a new conditioner. Like,
yes. No, for real. And then the last like retail partner that I would love to partner with, which I've told them this various times, is Ulta.
Yeah.
Most people don't know that each Ulta is built, like it's a part of the model, the business model. They all have a salon in there.
You just never see anyone
that looks like us. So I actually did a pitch competition that was co-sponsored by Ulta, and I did some research, and over 89% of the like 100 people that I polled said that they didn't know that Ulta Beauty has a salon, and then like 95% of them said that they wouldn't go because they don't see black stylists.
Yeah, because I think I've seen the setup back there, but I've never seen anyone in Ulta getting their hair done.
Not anybody getting it braided or looking like us. But like, if I can have a world where I can shop, get my hair done at the same time, get done up, get it braided if I'm there for out, like absolutely. Sign me up. Like a one day so I can just get all my self-care, like, you know.
Get your hair done, get the products you need.
Yeah, and y'all have it already. It's like a no-brainer. So I would love to partner with,
Ulta, if you're listening.
Hey, Ulta.
Beyonce, if you're listening.
Phoebe, Issa, you know, holla at me.
Those make sense. I like those collaborations. That would be dope. Because it's really Ulta's almost an extension of what you have now with the Dosso experience, right?
Yes.
The Dosso Beauty experience, but in a major retailer.
Yeah.
So it would be an extension of that, just with a larger brand.
And it's not even like for me about, oh, you can buy Dosso Beauty products.
Yeah.
Like, yes, sure, we'll have an end cap, something like that, right? I'm more so saying, hey, I want to be one of your major distributors and like suppliers for the hair that y'all are providing, and also being an intentional collaborator by saying, hey, I can help to find you guys reputable braiders that can come in.
I love that. Come on, brand partnerships. I'm here for it. I look forward to seeing the next 3 years because I know all this is going to happen.
Thank you.
We're claiming, manifesting, claiming it. Okay, in the name of Jesus, we're claiming it. Okay, yes. So before we wrap up, I'd like to do a little bit rapid fire.
Okay.
Fun 3 questions.
Okay.
First one, what is your favorite braiding style? Since you were the braiding queen, you've been braiding since you were 10. I know you done probably wore a lot of styles.
Yes.
What is your absolute favorite?
Honestly, I'm going to say classic stitch braids eat down. Like I just had 10 stitch braids last week, and I was just like, I felt like the Beyonce Ring the Alarm video. I don't know why. I was like, oh my God, like it was just long. And like so our lead stylist, Keri, shout out to Kira Brown, Kira Shante, Kiwis. She always eats down with my stitch braids. Give me 10.
Okay. What is one business lesson you learned the hard way?
That you cannot listen to everybody that claims to be your mentor.
Oh, that's a good one.
The receipts are necessary, right? Not just the receipts of their credentials or what rooms they're in and who they're introducing you to. But I've gotten some really bad business advice.
Yeah.
That like skipped me 10 steps forward to take 20 steps backwards. From having a third-party logistics company. And like I wasn't ready for that. And like they had never had one, and they don't have the same type of business that I have, and they didn't have 200 plus SKUs. Right? SKU is SKU. That's each different color, length. That all is something that is a different SKU. And like they charge you for that. So, you know, do your vetting of mentorships. You can be an associate. Y'all can be colleagues. But everybody's not a mentor. Do your research.
And that's going to cost you. That could cost you a lot of money. She's like, and it did. She's like,
so
and
much.
She's like, and did.
And came back. Yeah. But like, girl, it took a lot to come back from that.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. If you weren't in the beauty industry doing what you're doing now, what would you be doing?
I would be a historian.
Really?
Yeah. I would travel the world. And okay, like, of course, like, I'm like, oh, I want to learn about beauty. Like, honestly, like, when it's time for, like, me to fake retire or, like, take, like, a, 3-5 year stint, like, all right, like, I'm still the CEO of Dosso Beauty. Everything is running well. I'm going to do a world tour to literally just learn about hair and braids around the globe.
That would be
around the globe.
Yeah.
But if I wasn't in beauty, it would still be like just learn. I love learning about new cultures. I love experiencing new cultures. I love putting the dots together. Like I love all of that. So I would be a historian.
What's your favorite place to travel?
Africa.
Yeah.
Kind of like obvious a little bit, but like also it's like it feels like home. I remember the very first time of me going to Africa, and like I felt like I could breathe for the first time in my life.
It's on my there's multiple places in Africa I want to go.
I would suggest Ghana first.
I really want to go to Ghana.
It's English speaking. They are very.
That's probably top of my list.
Yeah. You should. I suggest that to all Black Americans, or
go to Ghana first.
Go to Ghana first. Like it's English speaking. Like they know American culture, but it's still rich and rooted in deep culture. There's a lot of history behind like Black Americans expatriating too. So there's a really big like Black American community that's in Ghana. Even if we go back historically, like W.E.B. Du Bois, like, you know, Malcolm X, like they all had really, Kwame Nkrumah went to undergrad and grad school in Philly. He went to Lincoln and then he went to UPenn, like, and it's just so many like ties of like married between Ghana and But shout out to Ivory Coast too, Cote d'Ivoire. If you can speak French, you can get by. That's my country. Yeah. But like if you don't speak French,
she's like, no.
They definitely gonna be talking shit about you. They be like, whatever. But
I would have to go and take you with me. I'm like, what are they saying?
No, facts. Google Translate.
I'm like, are they talking about me?
Is it for sure?
I'm like, what are they saying?
And they're gonna do it with a smile. Like, Ivorians is so smooth and like, you know.
And I'm like, it's so obvious that we're American. We get over
No, we be American as hell. Oh my God.
Obvious, yes.
Like, what? Yeah, no. But yeah, I would definitely suggest like Ghana as your first stop in Africa. I love South Africa, but it feels like Europe and Africa.
Oh, really?
It is Europe and Africa because of colonization. Again, I told you I was a history nut, so like,
hey,
you know, they still there.
I'm about to say, at least you on. Yeah, well,
10 generations. Yeah, they ain't going nowhere.
Well, we'll start with Ghana.
Yeah, start with Ghana. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining me today to kick back, to talk about Dosso Beauty. I'm excited we had this conversation because we need it now more than ever. I think, you know, we're at a turning point when it comes to products that we're consuming, being educated on the products that we're consuming and using. So I think this was very timely. Please let everybody know where they can check out Dosso Beauty.
Yes. So you can check out Dosso Beauty on dossobeauty.com. That's DOSSOBEAUTY.com. You can check us out at Dosso Beauty on across all social media platforms. And then you can find me at Kadidja.Dosso, Kadidja. People be like putting the H in my name, and I be like, y'all,
that ain't it.
It's not it. It's like, and they be like, where are you from? Kadidja's a popular. Kadidja from Liverpool. No.
Yeah, I'm sure you get that all the time.
Every day, and I be like, ha. Like, no.
Chuck, that ain't it.
Bye-bye, no. My dad is like, I think the first time I said it to my dad, he was like, what, yo? I'm like, yeah. Dad, it's an American thing.
It is.
Bro. Like, it's fine. One of the most popular names in the world, but whatever. Nevertheless, you can find me at Kadidja.Dosso on Instagram. You can hit me up on LinkedIn as well, too. Awesome. And
yeah, make sure, listen, all the girlies, I know y'all getting y'all braids for the spring, summer, fall, and winter, because we get them all year round. Yes. Make sure you check out Dosso Beauty. Go to the website. If you're in Philly, stop by to get your braiding experience. You can get product in the retail location as well. I appreciate you for joining me today. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Leave a comment below if you're watching on YouTube. Let me know, did you learn something new? Because I know I did. Let me know what you thought about this episode. Let me know if you're going to check out Dosso Beauty, because I want us all to be safe in the items that we're consuming, what we're using for our bodies, externally, anything, all of the things. We need to be safe and be healthy. So I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Make sure you check out Dosso Beauty, and I will catch you next time. I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Kickback with Keri podcast. Make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. The Kickback with Keri is available wherever you get your podcasts.